Yuta has finally started his battle against Sukuna, and this may be the final chance we have to defeat Sukuna with the help of Yuji. Chapter 249 starts with the flashback of Yuta after he slashes Kenjaku, and if you know JJK very well, then you will know that nothing good happens when the chapter starts with the flashback in here, like was the case of Nobara and Gojo's death. In chapter 73, Toji predicted that killing Geto will result in the outbreak of all cursed spirits that are under his command, and thus he decided not to kill Geto because of this. In chapter 249, we see that Toji was right, as all the cursed spirits, including the special great curses that were under his command, are released upon his death. Though Yuta, with the help of Rika, takes care of them in short time very easily. Though I don't know why didn't it happen when Gojo killed Geto back in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and after that we see Kenjaku saying he finally has insurance for the future, so I doubt that he is completely out of the manga, as he may come back considering so many plot points are needed to be addressed before the story can conclude, like his relationship with Sukuna, his cursed techniques, proper explanation, his plan for Yuji, parentage regarding Yuji and why he chose his mom, what was the reason that triggered him to plan for this, and so on. It also seems like Yuta was fed up with Kenjaku babbling on and on, that he decided to stab straight through his head. Though Kenjaku's death feels iffy to me, even now. This also means that Gojo was right in regards to Yuta when he told Kenjaku that Yuta will be able to bear his burden, and Kenjaku denied that he basically does not see anything special about him, and now man Kenjaku has died by Yuta's hands. Then we head to the place where Sukuna is. Yuta is seen blaming himself for the death of Higuruma, as well as saying that it was his selfishness, but at the same time reaffirms himself that he had to go after Kenjaku and kill him by himself because they would have needed Rika's help in the outbreak of cursed spirits. And he says that the outbreak matches that of Shibuya's, thus sending Maki was not an option. Yuta also notes that Sukuna's cursed energy output is starting to return, and he may be able to use his domain in the future at some point, as well as we also learned that Sukuna was not able to use his domain in his fight with Higuruma for real, and was not just resisting to use it to have fun with him. And so the Queen versus King of Curses finally starts, and finally we get to see the long-awaited domain expansion of Yuta, which was robbed to us due to interference of Rika in Sendai Colony, as well as the three-way domain expansion clash. Now to Yuta's domain expansion. To me, it is one of the most visually stunning domain expansions we have seen so far, and its name is Unequivocal Love. Based on the name, you would assume it to be a non-lethal type of domain, but this is definitely a deadly one. Though I would say that his domain looks like Emiya's Unlimited Blade works from Fate Stay Night as well as from the Bleach. I mean, his swords in here is similar to Zanpakuto, or like when Ichigo trained to attain his Bankai. It seems like Yuta can use every cursed technique he has copied inside his domain without any restrictions, and it also looks like when he touches the sword, he can use a cursed technique he has previously copied. Though I am not sure that there is only one sword for every cursed technique that he has copied, I think it would be like he is able to bestow any technique to any sword the moment he touches them, and is able to bestow same technique multiple times. Since it is domain, it has to have that much of ability. Yuta uses Uro's thin icebreaker to attack, and finally an attack hits Sukuna since purple. That was obviously by Gojo. I mean, after the fight with Gojo, in which he was heavily injured, he later regained his Heian era form and has fought the likes of Kashimo and Higuruma without getting hit by them. I really want Gege to show us Yuta's domain expansion in his full potential. Like, it is the biggest fight after Sukuna versus Gojo that we had previously. And I am really looking forward to what other techniques Yuta has in his sleeves. Maybe some that we have already seen, like the famous ones of Gojo, Yuki, Todo, Hakari, or others, I don't know. As well as I also hope that Yuta versus Sukuna lasts more than 3 to 4 chapters, which could happen if Gege fully explores the potential that this fight possesses. Also, it is a perfect opportunity to explore the ancestry of Yuta. I can see from where Yuta gained his inspiration for his domain expansion for him. We have seen that Rika is able to store cursed weapons inside of her and is able to take them out whenever Yuta wishes for it. Similar with how Rika stores weapons for Yuta normally. I guess that's how this domain works. Also, it seems like it is making Sukuna use hollow wicker basket constantly, thus keeping his other arms and mouth busy, because not doing so will result in him being hit by the sure hit effects of his domain, which could be Angel's technique that is according to Sukuna. Speaking of Angel, we would have won way earlier if it wasn't for Angel being stupid and trusting Sukuna. When Sukuna had just transferred to Megumi's body. And if you don't know what this hollow wicker basket is, it is basically an old version of Shadow Sword style's simple domain that is used by incarnated past sorcerers. Since it does not come under barrier technique, Sukuna is currently able to use it. Also, Yuji is also in this fight, as according to Sukuna, they intend for Yuji to pull apart Sukuna's soul from Megumi's body. Though I still believe that he is already dead, it seems like Yuji really has soul related ability or technique. I don't know which is more in line with his power. Also, it makes sense when we see his fight with Mahito, where he was able to affect and hurt his soul, unlike Nanami or Todo, who were not able to deal damage to him. Also, it seems like he will play a huge role in this fight. And Sukuna is still obsessed with Yuji, shown by how he comments saying, "Aren't you happy now that you are finally being given a role to play?" Also, where are Maki and Angel? I mean, shouldn't it be time we get to see what they are really on to with regards to Sukuna now that Kenjaku is taken care of, as both of them are likely to play a major role against Sukuna, given how Angel's technique can injure him. In regards to Maki, it is more so, as we have seen she is able to infiltrate the domains, as the barrier of the domain does not regard her as a human or a curse due to her having absolutely zero cursed energy inside of her. And she also possesses the soul-splitting katana, which can directly attack the soul of the person, bypassing the physical body, which would make her good at sneak attacking. And combined with her heavenly restriction ability, she is very dangerous, especially in this situation where she could team up with Yuta and Yuji against Sukuna. It seems like we didn't return to the fight between Hakari and Uraume, and I seriously hope that we don't return to them in the next chapter itself. That's it from me from this chapter, and it is good that there is not a break for next chapter. Thanks for watching.